isn't a straight line. It's a rhythm. And some days that rhythm feels more like a stumble than a beautiful dance. And in today's episode, we're peeling back the pressure and talking about the real stages of change and how to hold yourself with compassion along the way. If you've ever felt like you're starting over again and again, this episode will remind you that you're not behind. You're just in a new season of becoming. And to support you as you grow, my Life Design Workbook is available in the Rise, Love, Live Etsy boutique. It's filled with loving prompts and a space to reflect, realign, and reset. You'll find the link in the show notes below. Are you ready to begin? Fantastic. Go grab your cozy blanket, pour your favorite tea, and let's settle in. It's time to breathe, release the pressure, and grow with grace. Do you find yourself struggling with constant anxiety, stress, or burnout? Maybe you're navigating through overwhelming waves of sadness or darkness. Has someone allowed you to believe that you're unworthy? Well then, we're here to debunk those beliefs and help you to overcome them. Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Radiance from Within podcast, guiding Christian women to build their confidence and self-worth. My name is Heidi, and I'm so excited to have you here. We'll work together to help you overcome negative beliefs by incorporating prayer, devotionals, and journaling into your daily routine. Additionally, we'll explore the power of words and how they can impact your mindset and well-being. Because when you unleash your inner peace, you will find the desire and strength to spread kindness and compassion. Join me each week and unlock your radiance from within. Discover your power and strength and embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Hello, beautiful. First and foremost, I must give a shout out to my most biggest fan, my house Bondi, as I so lovingly call him. I can't quite remember how we started that Swedish term, and naturally he calls me his wife, also known as weef, or most times the doctor, because yes, I am usually correct when it comes to recollective memories. Sorry, not sorry. But let's not get sidetracked. I don't want to lose you already. So here we are, and can you believe we are already at the end of our June series? Are you feeling a little more grounded, supported, and just a touch more gentle with yourself? Well, if you're just tuning in or don't quite know what I'm referring to, all month, we've been talking about the ever so important self-love and self-care. And this week's episode is extra special because it's the final chapter in our series, and it's a soft step into July's confidence theme. And since today is my hubby's birthday, I'm feeling all the grateful, celebratory, love-filled vibes. So let's anchor this conversation with a beautiful verse from 2 Timothy. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of sound mind. Or even better, here's one from Joshua. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. In other words, no matter what stage of change you're in, starting, stumbling, or restarting, God is with you. Did you see how I slipped that in? You see, before we dive into what some might call the fun stuff, confidence, we need to pause and honor what some might call the hard stuff, change. We must lock in the work that we've done over the past 4 Sundays. I've convinced you that self-care and self-love is not selfish, right? Okay. And that you must include mental and physical self-care. Yes? Okay, great. Well, now we need to make those things stick. And we do that through consistency, small and mighty steps, progress, not perfection. You do you, boo. Oh my goodness. How many cliches can I throw in one sentence? You see where I'm going with this, right? You see, change doesn't happen all at once. It's a process. And real, lasting self-care isn't about doing it perfectly. It's about making progress. There will be ups and downs. You'll have days where you fall back into old patterns, where the inner critic gets loud, or your needs get shoved to the side. But my sweet, that's not failure. We have to go through those moments to get to the other side. And that's when I want you to lean in to the words from Joshua. Be strong, be courageous, because change is not going to be easy. Trust me, even when we're doing something good for ourselves, what makes the difference is how you prepare and how kind you are to yourself along the way. When you break it down into small, doable steps with tiny acts of love that actually feel good, it gets easier to keep going. And when you pause to celebrate those little wins, you reinforce that, yes, this matters. You matter. Eventually, self-care won't feel like something you have to do. It'll just feel like how you move through your day, like brushing your teeth or pouring your morning coffee. It becomes part of how you show up for yourself, not out of guilt or pressure, but out of love. Because building a loving relationship with yourself takes time. Just like any meaningful relationship, it grows with consistency, patience, and grace. And with that consistency of self-love, you know what else you're doing? You're building your self-esteem, and that boosts your confidence. But you know what I've learned? Confidence doesn't just appear overnight. It also needs to be nurtured and will grow when you care for yourself with intention. I promise I am not making this stuff up. The more I showed up for myself in small, consistent ways, see how I keep using that same word, consistent, the more grounded I felt, not just in how I looked, but in who I was becoming. Because when your needs are neglected, your confidence shrinks. But when you care for yourself, your body, your mind, and your spirit, your soul can breathe. And from there, your confidence starts to rise. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Change is hard, even when it's good, even when you want it. So if you've been feeling like you keep starting over, or like you can't quite get things to stick, there's nothing wrong with you. There's a reason. As Ecclesiastes reminds us, there's a season for everything. Change simply happens in stages. Sometimes you're just not ready. Sometimes you're stuck in your head thinking about it, but not acting yet. Sometimes you're making plans, buying journals, and asking questions. Sometimes you're doing the thing and celebrating every tiny win. And sometimes you fall off track. And you know what? That's okay. All of it is okay. You have to go through the cycles. It just means you're learning. But how do you stay on track without burning out? First, keep coming back to your why. Why did you start making changes? What kind of life do you want to feel? Write that down. Remind yourself often. Next, set small goals, little ones that feel doable. This isn't about perfection, it's about momentum. And finally, pause to reflect. Look back at how far you've come. Remember, celebrate the wins, even if they're tiny. Actually, especially if they're tiny. That's where your strength builds. And I have another Bible verse from Timothy 3:17 that reminds us, so that the servant of God may be thoroughly equipped for every good work. So yes, taking care of yourself equips you to show up for others, to step into your calling, to be present with your loved ones, and to navigate life with more grace and intention. As we close out June, I want to take a moment and just breathe. You've made it through an entire month of reflection, growth, and small shifts that truly matter. Next week, we're kicking off our July Confidence series, and you're invited to bring all of this goodness with you. We'll explore how confidence is built from within, not from praise or performance, but from presence, practice, and God's promises. Ready to design a life of self-love and intentional care? Grab your Life Design Workbook, available on my Etsy boutique. You'll find the link in the show notes below. Now, let's settle in for our prayer. Deep breath in and out. Lord, thank you for walking with us through this month of intentional care. Thank you for the soft moments, the hard lessons, and the tiny victories. Help us to carry this momentum forward, not in pressure, but in peace. Remind us of our why. Give us the courage to keep going and the confidence to know that even in small steps, you are doing big things in us. We lift all of this up in Jesus' name, amen. And my sweet, when you're having doubts about your worth, your progress, or your path, I want you to pull up this beautiful song by Lauren Daigle and play it as loud as you want. Feel the beat in your heart. Let the words wash over your body. Breathe out the negativity from your soul. Here's a snippet from her chorus. You say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short. When I don't belong, you say I am yours. And I believe. What you say of me, I believe. And until we meet again, beautiful, I believe in you. Now, it's your turn. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast. But before you go, a simple request. If this podcast has made a difference in your life, please leave a review where you listen and share this episode with someone who could use a little light today. Knowing my show has impacted your life brings me so much joy. Remember to explore my Etsy boutique to discover the workbook you need most this month. And until next time, my friend, ignite inspiration, spread hope, and dance with faith.